Body shop where I've got the Blue Hawk 5-tier plastic shelf. I'm going to show you how to put this thing together. Let's get into it. When you open the Blue Hawk shelving, you take off the first one. Just wanted to show you here. So you have your poles and you have your end caps. So we're going to pull all these guys out, get all our pieces sorted, and then we'll start putting it together. When you get everything pulled out, you have your 5 shelves, all of your poles, whole bunch of those, your caps or our feet, and then caps that go on the top of the poles, and then 2 of these little brackets, which I'm not quite sure what those are used for yet, but we'll figure it out. I have figured out what this bracket is for. On the other side of the label there are instructions. Who knew? So here it shows this bracket, and you use this to put it around one of the poles and then put a screw through this to secure it to the wall. So not a bad idea, especially if you have kiddos or it's going to be anything heavy. This little bracket to mount to secure it to the wall is a good idea. So you can see here's the basic assembly. Poles, caps on the top, shelf, 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 and then the feet. One thing I did want to point out was that these shelves, there's no wrong orientation. Every single shelf is exactly the same. So it could be, in other words, you don't have to get it, like there's not a front and a back, and there's not a top and a bottom shelf. They're all exactly the same. They can go any direction. So you really can't screw up this as you're putting it together. Let the assembly begin. So I start by putting the feet onto the bottom and then adding a round of poles and then the next shelf. And then you basically repeat. But let me go into some details. So I've got a few of the shelves assembled, but you start by putting, I'll show you this, put the little end caps on right here, put those on under the first shelf, and then you put your set of poles in all 4 corners, and then you set your shelf on top of the poles and you just repeat this process. And you look in here, you can see the pole goes underneath, goes inside, and then it's got a little piece of plastic here that stops it. And then, the next pole goes in there. So you just put your poles in, bang them, get you a hammer like this, hit the poles to get them in, set in, put your next piece on, then hit each corner, get it down on the pole, make sure it's nice and make sure this is even. That way you know it's all the way in, and then add your next set of poles and just keep going. So I'm putting on my final set of poles. So I just put them, just kind of set them in there. And what I like to do is when I put them in, I'll twist it a little bit. That helps it work its way down in there. So it's probably pretty close to the end anyways. And then I just tap on it a little bit. Doesn't take much. Tap, tap. Tap here. Okay, good to go. Now we'll put the top shelf on. Okay, so once we add our poles and all our shelves, here's what the final assembled product looks like. If you want a full review of this Blue Hawk product, I've also got a video showcasing that, talking about all the pros and cons, and then I have a video showing this shelf unit compared to 5-6 other units in another video. So I'll put links to those right now up above so you can get to those if you want to check that out. Alright, thanks for watching.